Okay, Ram is playing with the ball. It is making a meaning. It is giving a meaningful sentence. So a group of words that make complete sense is called a sentence. Is it clear? Then I told rules of making a sentence. It makes complete sense. It begins with a capital letter. It ends with a full stop. This much is clear. Now I'll move on the next page. So each sentence has two parts. The first part is your subject. The second part is your predicate. What is subject in a sentence? The person or thing we speak about is called the subject. Like in this sentence, I am speaking about a man. Is it clear? In this sentence, I am speaking about a man. So a man is your subject. What is said about the subject is called the predicate. Now, what am I saying about a man? I am saying that the man helped the blind man. So, help the blind man. This is your predicate. Is it clear? Subject is a man and predicate is help the blind man. Okay. Now, the subject and the predicate, they may consist of a single word or a number of words. It can be a single word also and it can be a number of words. Like here you can see predicate is having 4 words. So it can be a single word also and it can be a number of words also. Now comes objects. Okay, when you are framing a sentence, the 3 main parts are subject, predicate and object. Is it clear? Words that are added to the verbs. Now verbs in the sentence, what is the verb in the sentence? Helped. This is your verb. And what words we have added after verb? We have added the blind man. So the blind man is your object here. Am I clear? Words that are added to the words to complete their meanings are called objects. If I say a man helped, so I am not getting a proper answer or I am not framing a proper sentence because it is an incomplete set of words. But when I have added the blind man, I can easily understand the meaning of this sentence. That whom did the man help? The man helped the blind man. So again, when I am adding any word to that sentence to make it meaningful, it is called an object. Okay, now I'll move to next page. Now what is the structure of a sentence? Up till now we have studied the parts. So now whenever we frame a sentence, we should remember these points, that the subject is usually at the beginning of a sentence. Okay. Now you will say what is a subject? So this I have already cleared. Subjects and objects are nouns or pronouns. Nouns and pronouns, you know. Nouns are naming words and pronouns are words which are used in place of nouns. Now, we start our sentence with subject. After the subject comes the verb, whatever verb, whether it is a saying verb, whether it is a action word, it always comes after subject. And object. Object are placed after the verbs. So, I am giving an example. The sheep are grazing in the field. Now here you can see I have started my sentence with the sheep. Sheep is what? Noun. It is a name of an animal. So subject is the sheep. What action the sheep are doing? They are grazing. So are grazing is your verbs here. Now where are they grazing? They are grazing in the field. So in the field is your object. Is it clear? Now subjects and objects are nouns and pronouns. So if I say this much also, then also it is clear. But I have added some words in the field. If I say the sheep are grazing, then also it is giving full meaning. But I have added some other words to make it more meaningful. So your sentence is becoming complete. Is it clear? Now I'll move to your next page. Now we will come to our main chapter, and our main chapter is verbs. What is our main chapter? Verbs. Wait. So now first I'll define. You can even see in your books if you have, otherwise it's good you watch on the screen. A verb is a word which says something about a subject. Okay, a verb is a word which says something about a subject. They are also called action verbs. Like example, the man killed a snake. So here the man is a subject, and what action the man is doing? He is killing. So this killing is your verb. It is in past tense. And what he has killed? He has killed a snake. So when you are putting a question, what, to your subject, then your answer is coming a snake. So here a snake is becoming what? An object. Again, the man killed a snake. So the action word here is killed. So your definition is coming with this example. If it is clear, then I'll move to kinds of verbs. Whenever we are talking, whenever anything is clear, just give me a thumb up. Is it clear? So you can understand definition of a verb. Again, I'm repeating. A verb is a word which says something about a subject. Okay, subject is what? The man, because we are speaking about the man in the sentence. If I say killed a snake, so killed a snake is a predicate. Okay, this is what we are saying about a subject. But now, what action is done by the man? That he is killing. So killing is here what? Killing or killed is what? Verb. And what the man has killed? He has killed a snake. So this is your object. Now moving to our next part, we have kinds of verbs. And your first one is transitive verb. Okay, a verb which requires an object after it to complete its sense is called a verb, transitive verb. Again, I'm saying a verb which requires an object after it to complete its sense is called a transitive verb. For example, the boy pulled the box. Okay, so in this sentence, the boy is your subject, pulled is your verb, and the box is your object. Now the question is, how will you find that whether it is a transitive verb and or it is an intransitive verb? There are two kinds of verbs, transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. So when you want to find transitive verb in a sentence, you are going to put a question what or whom to the subject to find the object. Okay, am I clear? So when I put a question to the subject, what did the man pull? So when suppose if I ask you, what did the boy pull? So what answer you are getting? The box. So here the box is called the object and it is the object to the verb pulled. Okay, now let me move to the next page. Next page is your intransitive verb. A verb which does not require an object to complete its sense but makes good sense by itself is called an intransitive verb. For example, if I say birds fly, so here birds are what? Noun and fly is what? Verb. So when I am using only subject and verb, I am getting a meaningful sentence. I do not need any extra words in the sentence to give any meaning. These two words itself are giving me meaning. So here the verb fly itself is making a complete sense and it is not requiring any object. So these kinds of sentences which do not have any object, they are known as intransitive verbs. Okay, now let's move to another kinds of verbs. Verbs also tell what they are, like am, are, is, was, were, be, being, and been. Okay, these verbs are what? they are called auxiliary verbs, or you can say they are called helping verbs. Okay, when we learn tenses, we generally use them. Like, I am a teacher. We are farmers. It is a rose. So they are called being verbs because they are telling what they are. So the word am, are, and is tell us what something or someone is. So they are called being verbs. Has, have, and had are verbs which show possession. Possessive nouns and pronouns we have learned. No, pronouns we have learned. Possessive forms means belonging to someone. Like suppose if I say, I have a pen. It means that pen is belonging to me. I had a pet. So that also, it is belonging to me. So these verbs show possession. Now, verbs also tell us what people are saying, thinking, and feeling. Such verbs are called saying verbs.